Hello and welcome back to another lesson of 3D drawing for model railway. In today's lesson, I'm going to look at starting some of the detail on the upper surfaces of the jib one here. So if we look at the photos, we've got a couple of toolboxes here which look pretty similar. So we're going to get them started and then move on to some of the stuff that goes inside the little body of the wagon here. Okay, so let's have a look at the canvases. So see if these boxes are on the canvas. They are. They're just in this surface here, and they are slightly recessed back. So we've got two options. We can either create them from the top surface and extrude upwards, or we can create an offset plane in slightly and then extrude them backwards from that point. So I think I'm going to create an offset plane, which we might already actually have based off of this here. So if we have a look at our construction planes, we're looking for one that's going to be sort of somewhere in this sort of area actually. See if it's in line with that. It is. It's pretty much in line with there. So we could use the offset plane we've used for this. So try and find that one. Not that one. Okay, so it's that one. So if we draw on plane 4, we've already got the jib one as selected here. It's already at the end. Let's spin this around. Okay, so again, I'm just going to use a rectangle. I'm going to snap it to the base in a second because I want it to be connected. That sort of width. Define that width as 2.6. Make that nice and easy. Height, we're going to coincidence that to the bottom, and then we're going to extend the height up slightly. So we're going to go 3.5. Oh no, that's 2.5. 3.5. So I've extended the height up slightly because when I coincidence this, it dragged it all down. So that's now in line with the top. And then we'll put constraint to the end of the wagon. 22.5. Okay, then we can extrude this inwards. Oops, didn't want to turn that around. Okay, so if we have a look at the pictures, it does sit slightly forward of the inner frame here. So if we drag it to maybe there, 2.5 mil. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with that. And I'm going to tell it to not join. I want new body at the moment, because I'm going to mirror it across to the other side. Okay, so if we look at the handle detail now, it is square, but it's like a hole in it. You're not going to be able to print this fine enough in N-gauge, so I'm just going to do like a little rectangle to represent the handle. So if we create a sketch on this front surface, I'm just going to put a rectangle in this area here. So width is going to be 0.25, height 0.65. Let's define position 1.52. There is 0.4. Okay, and I'm going to extrude this forwards. It's only a small handle, so maybe 0.3, 0.4, something like that. And then it's okay to join onto there. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is a couple of hinges on there. Again, I'm going to make it nice and simple. I'm just going to use little rectangles because they're going to be quite small, and we're going to extrude them. It does overhang slightly, and if you look at the pictures as well, if you look at this picture here, you can see on this one it overhangs slightly on the side. So we will do that, we'll overlap like that. define its width as 0.3, height from the top 0.35, overall height 0.6, and its position sticking out as 0.1. Do the same with this bottom. So if we define, we can use a lot of the constraints from above. So if we do not parallel, horizontal, vertical, that point to that point. So those two, that line there basically is now in line. If we do the same on this side, that'll snap this line in line as well. And we can just define those as 0.6. And the height, you can see the height on the drawing is not going to match the 0.35 we've got here. So this one's 0.45. So the size of the hinge itself is the same, it's just its position relative to the top and bottom of the box is different. Okay, so if we extrude these, so we'll select the four parts of the sketch. We'll extrude, we'll use a two-sided extrusion. Turn it on so you can see why. I'm going to drag this forwards 0.2 and I'm going to drag it backwards, make sure that's a join as well, 0.1. So it now goes into the box as well. And just so that it doesn't look so rectangular, what I think I'm going to do, turn the canvas off so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to round off these corners on the front here, so I'm going to use the fillet tool, I'm going to select those four edges and I'm just going to roll them in by 0.1 so they look a bit more rounded. Not that, you know, when the time we printed this, you're probably not going to see those particularly well rounded off, but I'll know that they're rounded and it will look slightly better potentially. Okay, so that's the box done. If we have a look at the sketch, there's nothing else that sort of sticks out. It is raised slightly off the bottom, the top of the wagon here, but I want the model to print. You're not going to see that because that gap there is what, 10, 15, maybe 20 millimeters in real life. When that prints, it would just fill with resin anyhow. So I'm going to leave that sort of on the body, and it's going to be better for printing it. So now what we need to do is mirror this across. So if we do the mirror tool, we're going to select that body, the mirror plane, which was the midpoint plane that we used in the last video. Let's find that. Pretty difficult to see that one in there. Be able to just select it on the side here. It will automatically mirror across. I'm going to tell it to join. Why is it not moving properly? Like, maybe it didn't like the join. So if we tell it to new body, yeah, it's preferred that. Okay, so I'm now going to combine those into the model. So if we keep the main body, which is target 3, body 3 here is the target body, and tool bodies are going to be 24 and 25. Selecting those, holding shift, click on OK, they should join in. Okay, so what we've got left here, if I rename this top one, double click on it, and name that main chassis, and then we've got the W irons on these four. I think you could join them at this point. Yeah, you probably could join them at this point as long as you're happy with their position. I think I probably will I think I'm going to keep them separate because there's a possibility that I might be printing this for somebody in 00. So I'm going to keep it separate so that they can use the W-irons in a slightly different way in double O gauge. They would be using probably an etch W-iron on the inside to hold the bogey, to hold the axle, rather than using pinpoints. And it'd also be easier for them to get the axle in and off. So I'm going to leave it as a separate one myself personally. Okay, so I think I'm going to finish this episode here. It's about 10-15 minutes or so, and then next lesson I'm going to go and concentrate on filling this up, because otherwise this is going to turn into a longer video. So I'm going to keep it short, 10-15 minutes or so, and then yeah, we'll do this on the next episode. We'll get the parts in here. So thanks for watching the video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please press the like and subscribe button.